So guys, yesterday I made a video.
What kind of extremism, sycophancy and hate will make someone to wish death on another just because she criticized his employer? There's a huge difference between sitting down and typing all that is in your mind, reviewing it or proofreading it to make sure that all you wanted to type, you typed them exactly the way you wanted it, and press the send button. On any social media app, you know it might go viral. Thousands, if not millions of people might see what you wrote. Now it's quite different from just speaking into a microphone, or you are doing a live video, you're videoing yourself. You can go back on your word, oh, I'm sorry, this is not what I wanted to say, and correct yourself and keep speaking. It's excusable because anyone can make a mistake. But when you sit down and write all you have in mind and press that click button, it tells more about yourself, how extreme you are, how intolerant you are than the person you are wishing death penalty on. And when his post went viral, he started denying it, saying he was quoted out of context, many things he said. This is despite the fact that he wrote the statement by himself and clicked the send button. Now let's see what he wrote. It appears you are approbating and reprobating here at the same time. The issue is not about exercise of free speech or what she said. Is she not a copper? She can say whatever she fancies like people do per second. Citizens can abuse a living day out of their president or any public official. It is normal. But a copper violated her oath and code of conduct here. This is capital punishment under NYSC. You can't abuse the country you are serving as a copper under any guise. And the symbol of sovereign authority, which is the president, she should be punished to the fullest extent, not just warning. She chose to be silly. Then she should face the consequences. It is wrong to endorse bad behavior in any shape or form. We will never have a great country we all claim we desire when we gloss over blunt and egregious infractions like that of this copper. That blunt must have been a mistake. Maybe he wanted to write blatant. Anyway, it's not by accident, it's not a coincidence that people like these all surround Tinubu, from the likes of Bayo Onanuga and the role he played during the presidential election campaigns, and MC Oluomo, many of them, and now this guy has shown himself. Like the saying goes, like birds flock together. If he isn't this kind of person, this is not his character, there is no way he will be attracting the opposite. Look at all other heavyweight politicians. People that surround them almost reflect their kind of character. So he makes these appointments deliberately so as to continue the bigotry, continue the tribalism, nepotism, and Nigerians turn around and call him master strategist. All this strategy for what exactly? How does it benefit governance? How does it benefit the people? So these are the issues. When they refuse to face governance, focus on governance and deliver it to the people will love you for it. Nigerians are very nice people. They forget very quickly. They don't know how to hold a grudge against people that impoverish them. Yes, but all these politicians can never learn. They always pray on that trigger that Nigerians respond to. Once they push that trigger, the attention of most Nigerians will shift to that trigger. They will no longer be talking about good governance. They will no longer be talking about competence. What are you going to do for us? How will you turn our fortunes around? No, they will just focus on that trigger. That's why he surrounds people that know how to push that trigger, how to touch Nigerians where they respond as if they have won a lottery. And these type of characters are not just around him in Abuja, they are also in Lagos, around Sanwo-Olu. They responded to the second thing the lady said in that viral video where she said that Lagos stinks. Why are people always triggered when they are criticized? Instead of learning something from it or even keeping mute, they don't owe anyone anything, any explanation, any response. But they are always triggered. Is there anything they are not letting the people know? They must have something to hide, or they are trying to show that they are working. And maybe what provokes their irritation and thuggish response to all these criticisms is because the statement exposes their incompetence. They are supposed to make Lagos clean. These are the people that are responsible for making sure everywhere is clean, like the Commissioner for Environment and all the other aides that work with him. So maybe that's why they always respond with so much hate and irritation, as if they want to fight the person. One of the aides who responded said that that's including the lady that made the statement, that they are the ones that are always rushing to Lagos. Every time they are moving en masse to Lagos, and when they come to Lagos, they are the ones that litter everywhere. And when the government wants to act, people will start shouting, hey, leave them, leave them. So what he's trying to say is that the problem is caused by people who emigrate to Lagos, who move en masse to Lagos, that they litter everywhere. That's why the whole place is stinking. But one reminder, there are many cities around the world that are highly populated more than Lagos State. Most of them are still very clean and serene. In fact, most receive more than 10 million tourists per year. You never see them complaining that the reason their city stinks, there's litter or parts of the city, is because of tourists who move en masse to their cities. They always like to make comparisons when it suits their narrative. But this is sheer incompetence. The little things they can do to change the situation is there. It's a wonder that cities like Nairobi, which you can't actually compare with Lagos State in terms of GDP output. But look at Nairobi. These are street sweepers. Sweeping early in the morning, you can see it's not even daylight. They are sweeping the streets. In Lagos, they are using manual labor to sweep highways. They see this as creating employment for the people, but it's very dangerous. These people put cones on the highway during rush hours. Many of them have died as a result. Yes. So this is not how to run a city, a mega city like Lagos State in 2025. How much does a road sweeper cost? Yes. Even as poor as Zamfara is, they have a mechanical road sweeper. You can see this in Zamfara State of all places. You can't even compare Zamfara State with Lagos on any metric. But here we are, Lagos is stuck on using manual labor to sweep the roads, while Zamfara has gone mechanical. This is how it's supposed to be. Through better policies, you can create more employment for the people, where they will be genuinely employed, not sweeping roads and earning 30,000 or minimum wage that they are paid. So no matter the kind of work they are doing, no matter their effort, there is still room for improvement. Yes, that's why they must be listening to feedback of the people they are serving. If these guys were working for a private company, say a bank for instance, would they have responded the way they responded to this lady? Absolutely not. But when it comes to governance that affects everyone, somehow they start sounding like thugs, and there are never repercussions. No, all the time they do this, they express bigotry, they talk to people anyhow they wish, without caring that they are serving the people. Power is transient. They can lose their jobs anytime or when the tenure of the administration ends, but they don't really care. So these are the issues. If you can't tolerate criticism, then you shouldn't be in public office. Public office means to serve the people. If you're serving the people and they tell you do this way, or what you are doing is not enough, improve, and you take it as if they are insulting you, then you shouldn't be in public office. There was a time many years ago when Onitsha and Aba used to be the reference of dirty cities. When you want to say the dirtiest cities in Nigeria, even Africa, it was always Aba and Onitsha at that time. But there was never this kind of response from the people in charge in these cities. The commissioners, the aides, no, they have never responded in this manner, because it is the truth. When people see something, they see refuse dumps, some places that are smelly, and they say it, it is the truth. No matter how you want to twist it, no matter how you want to make excuses that these are caused by people who move en masse to Lagos and all that, it still doesn't mean that the places they mentioned do not stink. As a matter of fact, Lagos cannot be compared to any city or state in Nigeria. Lagos is that far ahead in terms of GDP output, commercial activity, many things. Lagos should be compared to the likes of London, Cape Town, Johannesburg. When you make this type of comparison, you see how bad the managers of Lagos are doing. A highbrow neighborhood like Ikoyi doesn't have an underground sewer. If you construct a building there, you have to dig a septic tank. Can you compare that to Johannesburg, Cape Town, or London or New York? An underground sewer exists in Festac, but it's not a highbrow neighborhood. It used to be back in the 70s when the federal government built it, but the infrastructure there has broken down. What has the state government done all these years to improve infrastructure in Lagos, to improve the living standard to a level that is at least comparable to Cape Town, Johannesburg, and the likes? So these are the issues. It's not just talking about IGR. What are you doing with it? How have you improved the lives of residents? These are the things that count. Not being irritated when people are saying the truth. There are places like this neighborhood in Lagos Island, they all stink. In some parts of Lagos Island, people don't even have septic tanks. They just channel it directly to the lagoon. The state government doesn't seem as if they are interested in solving all the problems. Most new neighborhoods are built by private developers. They negotiate directly with the landowners. They pay them. They start mapping out the plots. After mapping, they will sell to private individuals. They come and start building. That's the only time you see the government. They will come and start sealing all the construction sites. You haven't paid this, you haven't paid that. When you finish paying, they will now allow you to construct. Under normal circumstances, it's supposed to be the government that should move into a new site. They will go there first, build all the required infrastructure, roads, waterways, run power lines, and the people will start constructing and building. That's how it's supposed to be. But they will collect all these taxes from developers who are trying to expand the city, and after collecting these taxes, they might even come back in the future and demolish these buildings. Yes, so they need to do better. It's not by force to respond. When they are criticized, they need to learn something from it. If they don't want to respond, yes, they can just keep mute instead of responding in a thuggish way. Thanks for watching.